Greetings, beautiful people. This is SB Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing today? It is Tuesday, December 29th, 2020. It is the last week of the year. We are about to cross over into 2021, and we have to prepare for it. So if you're out there traveling about, make sure you are wearing your mask and using your hand sanitizer and staying safe. We are still in the middle of a pandemic and we all have to do our part. So make sure you do your part. Stay safe and keep your family members safe. And also, I want to remind you to make sure you give to Feeding America. It doesn't have to be a holiday season for you to give. I want to continue to encourage you to give to Feeding America, because Feeding America is a charity that feeds families across the nation. So if you would like to give, please give at feedamerica.org. Once again, I want to remind you, give to Feed America at feedamerica.org. Rebecca is here today. How you doing, Rebecca?
Hi, SB. I'm doing awesome.
Good.
Doing wonderful. Nice to be here with you tonight.
Yeah, how was your holiday?
I had a nice holiday. Very nice. Spent it with my parents who are getting older.
Yeah.
And my daughter surprised me and flew in with my granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to, I have all my children, except for one that's in heaven now. But
Yes.
I have my children and my granddaughter, and I'm grateful. I'm just grateful for that. Just grateful.
Yeah, it's so important to just be grateful, constantly, because it's so many people going through so much right now, and just to be able to have your essentials and have a job and be able to have roof over your head, and the things that we have, we are blessed. And
blessed.
My prayers go out to family members across the nation and people that just need food and shelter. It's a serious time in our nation, and I don't want to forget the people that have needs. I want to continue to pray for them, and I want to continue to encourage people to give to charities and make sure you just help people, because if you help others, guess what? You will never lack nothing yourself. So just continue to give. Like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be a holiday season for us to give. It's important that we give. The topic for this episode is a vision. What is a vision in preparation for 2021? And when I think of the word vision, I think about something that you plan, a goal that you want to accomplish. We all should have a vision for something in our life. You can have a vision for your health. You can have a vision for your family, your relationships. You can have a vision for how much money you want to make and how you want to spend it. You can have a vision for charity, a vision for giving to charity. Having a vision is something that you foresee happening. So if you plan for the thing that you want, then you can bring it to pass. Of course, I will always encourage you to pray first, but when you plan, you can bring it to pass. And of course, doing the work, of course, we don't want to leave that out, because some people think, some things just happen magically, right, Rebecca?
That's right, but they don't.
No, you got to
No.
do the work. You got to do the work. So, Rebecca, what do you think about the word vision? When you think about it, what comes to your mind when you think about that word vision?
Well, goals. You said goals and vision, and I believe that goals and vision go hand in hand, because the goals are how you actually achieve something.
Right.
But vision, on the other hand, is the why. Why? Right?
That's right.
Why? So the vision is a purpose, right? It's a sense of purpose. Why do you want what you want? Why do you want to do what you do? What's that vision? Why is it so important for you? And what is the true purpose to come? And vision is the perfect time right now, and purpose coming into 2021.
Yes.
Perfect time to talk about this. And I think that to me, that vision allows me to ask some questions. And interesting enough, for me personally,
Mm-hmm.
I have thought about this past year, 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and I did ask myself, how do I want to live
Mm-hmm.
my mid 50s, going into 60s? How do
Mm-hmm.
I want to live that?
Mm-hmm.
And what do I want people to say about me
Mm-hmm.
after I pass away?
Well,
What do I want to leave?
God
What do
bless
I
you.
want to leave behind? Right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so now a vision comes to play in.
Mm-hmm.
What is your vision? What's your purpose? What are you aiming at?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm glad you said that, you used the word purpose, and that's um what I thought about. You asked the question why? Why do you want to achieve what you want to achieve? One of my visions was health, my health. I have a vision for what I want my health to be in terms of how I feel and how I look. So one of the reasons why I decided to take on that goal is because, I think about some of my family members and friends that have experienced different types of medical conditions. And I said, you know what? I need to set a goal, and I need
Hmm.
to, have a projection of what I want to be and how I want to look. So that's a vision that I have for myself. As I stated, you can have a vision for your relationships, your family, personal goals, money, and charity. And the reason why I mentioned charity is because um, if you're one of those people where you wake up in the morning and you want to just give to somebody, you know what I mean, you can project and have a vision or a plan of how you want to do it consistently. So you can have a vision for something like that. Um, but
I
yeah,
agree. I
but
agree. And what, SB, I
hmm
would like to say this. You mentioned about health. One of the this is a compliment actually for you.
hmm
You know, we've known each other for a few years now.
hmm
And I noticed something about you. When you put your mind and you're determined
hmm
to do something, you accomplish it. And over the years, I've always heard you. You're always on top of your health, and you're exercising and
hmm
eating healthy, and that really inspires me.
thank
And I
you.
have to give you kudos because I really admire you for that. I really do.
Well, I appreciate the compliment, but you know what? I have days just like anybody else where I slip through the mud, and the reason why I use the word mud is because I'm human, right?
That's
And
right.
we all can mess up. And today actually, um, I was in a tunnel, and I use the word tunnel as a place mentally. I was in a tunnel, and it was a great place. A great place. Was I having the wrong thoughts? No. It was just a certain type of feeling I had where I had to fight against discouragement today. And so you know what? I decided to just keep praying, stay focused, and I just started working out. I did a really hard workout today, and I fought through it, and then all of a sudden, I mean, of course, I called on Jesus, and then I came out of the tunnel. So,
All
so,
right. That's wonderful.
so you
That's
know,
wonderful.
I mean, I fall short just like anybody else, and
Of
like
course.
today was one of those days where I had to like just just press on through, and by the time I got finished working out and praying, I was well, I was good. But I do thank you for the compliment, but I just want to encourage other people to know that you can do the same thing. Whatever your vision is, whatever your goal is for your family, your health, your money, your charity, or your relationships, your marriages, whatever your vision is, whatever it is you want. Like Rebecca said, you said, Rebecca, whatever the purpose is, why do you want it? It has to be a reason that is good. So that's why you want a vision. You want to accomplish that goal. So Rebecca, let me ask you this. Share something with me according to a vision or something that you accomplished, something that you projected, or a vision that you planned to bring to pass, something that you did in your life.
Well, this past this past 3 years, I was diagnosed with a very, imbalanced, my A1C level, my sugar. I gained some weight, and they had put me on medication, and I didn't want to take the medication anymore. So I began to monitor. My levels of my sugar, and I think I talked about this before. I began to cut down my rice bread, and I love coffee, and I love hazelnut coffee. Okay, that's my favorite. And Dunkin' Donuts. But
Lord.
Now that's a lot of sugar.
Yes.
So I had to finally, after 15 years, buy, you know what?
What's that?
Sugar-free coffee creamer, hazelnut.
Jesus.
And that's something I said I would never, ever do. And I did. So guess what? For the past 2 years, 3 years, I've been using sugar-free hazelnut creamer. And I hardly eat bread, and I cut down my rice, and I wish I could say I exercise, and I don't, but that is my goal now going forward.
Okay.
But I my last checkup, I have my A1C's where it needs to be.
That's good.
I have no issues with sugar, and I also prayed and I asked God to help me because I love to eat. I love to eat rice. I love to eat beans. I love McDonald's. I love French fries. I love chocolate cake. I love ice cream. I love Italian bread with a lot of butter. I love it. I love M&Ms. Okay,
right.
and and Spanish rice pudding.
Yeah.
You put a bowl of Spanish rice pudding in front of me. Listen, I have no self-control.
Oh my.
Absolutely not. If
Jesus.
I want it, I will eat it. But I had to begin to seriously think. When you have you take insulin and your sugar levels out of whack, that affects your kidneys, and you can get kidney disease, and unfortunately my mother is already beyond a stage 3 in kidney disease, and let me tell you, it runs in my family. So I was able to achieve that.
Good.
I have to stay for 2020, and I want to continue. I want to continue, and you know how you get coupons. You get coupons in the mail. I'm sure you get those from McDonald's, Burger King. And sometimes I save them, but now I say, for what?
That's right.
I'm not going over there.
Yeah.
I can't. If I keep them, I'm gonna go. Now, nothing against McDonald's and Burger King, but it's not good to eat fast food all the time. So I feel that I was able to accomplish that goal. And also my organization, and from the very first time that I have been the privilege of being on your podcast, I had expressed that I dealt with a lot of disorganizational skills. I was very disorganized.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Very disorganized. And I couldn't finish one thing. I had to finish it halfway. Okay, I'll go back to that. So I left 3 things unfinished. So thank God that I have a good boss, and she has patience. And I finally, took her advice. She said, Rebecca, don't let nothing or nobody distract you. Finish one thing and go on to the next thing. So I have to say that was a godsend. God will use anybody he needs to use.
Yes, he will.
To come into your path, to remind you and help you. Because when we pray and we say, God, help me.
Yes.
Lord, I need help in this area. Listen, God's going to send who he needs to send to guide you.
That's right.
And God will send you who he needs to send you to allow you to complete the purpose of your vision. He will. And I believe, SB, this podcast is the godsend, because this podcast with the inspiring messages and on many different topics, I believe are help the listeners and push us all, I believe, to press forward, get out that gray area, because we will get there. We all are going to be in a gray area. We're all going to feel like we're in a tunnel.
Yeah.
But this is the reason why we need, see, when you felt that way, you prayed.
Yeah,
But
I did.
I am sure, and tell me if I'm wrong, I'm sure not only did you pray, but I'm sure you said you had something in mind that you wanted to accomplish,
Yes.
that you were going to do, even though maybe your body didn't want to do it, and your mind didn't want to, but you did it anyway, and you did. You went and worked out.
I did.
That was your vision. That was your purpose, and you accomplished it, and you felt better. And I feel that this is a very informative, inspiring topic tonight. That whatever vision you have, know the why, and also learn resilience.
That's right.
It's something learned. It's like a mental capacity that you learn to bounce back.
Yes.
Even in the midst of adversity.
That's right.
And knowing when you have to pause.
That's right.
Knowing when you have to take a step back. Knowing when you have to create other options. And knowing how to reflect. This is not something where you just get up and say, oh, I got a vision.
No.
And boom, I'm going to accomplish it in 5 days.
No.
Well, no. A vision and your goals, I feel that we're coming out of 2020, and it's been a heck of a year. It's been a painful, hurtful year.
Yes. Yes.
We lost so many lives to COVID-19.
Yes.
And people are still in the hospital battling.
They are. Yes.
And people are coming out of the hospital saying, wow, it really happened to me. And here I am. And with a lot of changes that has transpired, right? I mean, social, equality, racial equality, and humankind. Man, what a year!
Yeah.
What a year!
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy, but you know what? Despite all of the craziness, we still can have a vision for our days, a vision for our life, a vision for our families, relationships, our personal goals, a vision for giving. What do we want to see? What do we want to have? That's the questions we need to ask ourselves. What do we want for ourselves? What do we want for our families? What do we want for our health? What do we want financially? What do we want pertaining to charity and our giving? What do we want to see? That's the questions we need to ask ourselves. And when we ask ourselves those questions, then we can have a vision based upon the answers to those questions. And whatever your vision is, then you can think about how you want to do it. And I have 5 steps that I want to share with you. And these are the steps that I use for myself. Because like I said to you a minute ago, I had a good day because I had to press through it. It started out kind of shaky. And I was just a little discouraged, and I had to press all the way through that discouragement. I had to forget about how I felt, and I had to remember who I am.
Yes.
I'm going to say that again. I had to forget about how I felt, and I had to remember who I am. And who I am a conqueror. I am a blessed woman. And I tell myself that when I look in the mirror, I don't have to be a punk to negative energy.
Yes.
So, the 5 steps to start your plan, start your vision, implement your vision. After you answer those questions, what is my vision? How do I want to take the steps for my vision to come to pass? After you answer those questions, you want to pray. Number 1, this is practical knowledge. Number 2, according to the answers of those questions, you want to plan, prepare, take action, and then start to build upon the thing that you have planned. Walk those steps out. Walk out the plan and keep repeating the very thing that you have planned until you see what you want to manifest. I'm going to repeat that again. This is practical knowledge. You want to pray. You want to plan. You want to prepare. Then you want to take action. And once you take action, you want to, like I said, you want to repeat those steps again. Once you get to 4, you want to go right back to 1 again and just keep repeating those steps. And then as you repeat those steps, you're going to see a manifestation of the very thing that you have visioned, because you are taking action. You are using the plan according to what you want to see, what you want to manifest. You're praying and you are building upon taking action. So I just want to encourage you. We are about to cross over into another year, and we need to do something we've never done before. We need to make decisions that can bring change. And like I said, we need to ask ourselves the question, what do I want? What do I want to see? Because all things are possible. All things are possible with God. Some people say things like, well, I'll do that if that's God's will. If it's something good, do you not think that that is God's will? If it's something good, if it's something to help people, if it's something to help your family to be better, if it's something to help your finances to increase, do you not think that God will want you to have those things that are good? So when people say things like, oh, if that's God's will, sometimes I look at them sideways like, what are they talking about?
Right.
I look at them sideways like, it's good. What do you mean? If it's God's will?
Right.
If it's good, yes, it's his will. He wants your family to be healthy and united. He wants your health to be well in every way. He wants your relationships to be healthy. He wants your personal goals to come to pass. And he also wants you to be able to understand that all things are possible to him that believe. When you take the first step to pray, that's your action of faith, because when you pray, that's, to me personally, that's an activation of faith, because you're praying. And when you pray, you're asking God to help you. You are asking him for direction. You're asking him for the know-how. And so from that you can plan, and then the next step is prepare, and like I said, is to take action. So all things are possible with God, and 2021 is going to be a different kind of year. I just believe that. I'm not going to think about everything that happened in 2020 and just carry it all over to 2021 and just say, oh, well, it just happened in 2020. It might happen in 2021. No, I believe that 2021 is going to be a different year, a different kind of year.
It is.
I believe that, and I'm projecting that. So I have a vision for what my relationships, what I want my relationships to look like. I have a vision for my relationship with my daughter. I have a vision for what my health is going to be and will continue to be. I have a vision for my personal goals, and also a vision for giving. How do I want to give to others? How do I want to help others? I have a vision for those things. So we need to do the same. All of us need to do the same, because if we take on the same attitude that we had in 2020 into 2021, then what benefit is it? How's it going to help us to project something better? So Rebecca, talk to me about 2021, and have you projected something different, or have you?
Yeah, actually I did. Mm-hmm. And this is really worth saying again, because it just touches me so much. Forget how I felt and remember who I am.
Yes.
Amen. If that should just be printed on a logo or a billboard everywhere.
Maybe I'll do that.
Right? Forget how I felt.
Yes.
And remember who I am. Mm-hmm. And you said, what did you say? You said, you know who you are, and
That's
you're a
right.
child of God.
That's
You
right.
know,
I'm a conqueror.
and you're a conqueror.
That's
And
right.
my niece sent me that scripture today.
Yes.
You know, I am more than a conqueror.
More.
And here you go, and you said that.
That's
I'm
right.
more than a conqueror. So I wrote it down. You said, pray,
That's right.
plan, prepare,
Mm-hmm.
take action, and build upon a plan. So we have to be purposeful.
That's
See,
right.
we're purposely going about this. And, I picked a couple. I picked relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I picked relationships, time, and contentment.
Wow. Amen.
You know, I mean, I could, in the wealth category,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I could give you a list.
Okay.
But, you know, now, today, you know, as I was thinking over the holidays, over Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
Relationship, you
Okay.
know, keeping
Mm-hmm.
the loyalty and the trust
Mm-hmm.
in relationships, first and foremost, you know, with my Lord and Savior.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, with my children.
Mm-hmm.
And thirdly, you know, don't take good friends for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let time pass you by and not cultivating that friendship.
Amen.
You know, take it to the next level.
Yes.
You know, make it grow. Do more things to show that person that you really appreciate them. And me, sometimes I get busy and I don't do those things. I mean, you know, I could tell you things that I have on the side here of my desk that I wanted to do it and I didn't do it. So I don't want to be that way. And
good.
Secondly, is time. Use my time wisely.
Yes.
Use my time wisely.
That's right.
There's things I want to do. You know, my granddaughter who's 6 said to me, she calls me Nana. And she says, Nana, can I tell you what I want to be when I grow up? And I'm like, wow. Okay. I said, what is that, Leonie? She said, Nana, when I grow up, I want to help the homeless.
Wow.
She goes, Nana, I want the homeless to be warm and have a home. And I said, well, can I ask you a question? She goes, uh-huh. I said, have you ever seen a homeless person? Now, mind you, we were coming out of Walmart because I needed to pick up something. And she goes, well, yes, Nana. I happened to see a homeless person right there in the side of Walmart. Wow. And I said to myself, oh, my word, I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice. And when she said that to me, and I said, look how these children could have how they pay attention. Right. So I said to myself, I wonder, because I don't know the answer to this, I said, I wonder what I could do with her. You know, that how we could impact a homeless person. You know, I live in Daytona, South Daytona, and you know, there's a lot of homelessness here in Daytona. There is a lot of people, and I don't know. I'm going to pray about it because that's what you said. Number one, pray about it. Okay, and then the third one was contentment. Contentment. You know, I was reminiscing probably about maybe 15 years ago. For some reason, I remember sitting on top of the area rug in the living room, and all the kids were all around, and they were, you know, they were in their adolescent years, and I started to do scrapbooking, and I noticed that I stopped, you know, and I said, now, Lord, why did I stop? I said, what is the reason that kept me from doing some of the things that I like to do? And it kind of, and that made me content. It made me happy. And it goes back to time. Using your time. Yes. Using your time. So those three particular categories, I have to say, is my vision for 2021. You know, I'm in my mid-50s now. Um, I see my parents are in their late 70s now, and I see how fragile life is.
Yes.
I see that the time wasted, you can't get back.
That's right.
The things that we're not doing, because now I know we have to work. I worked all my life.
Yes.
I know. And I had other commitments after work at night.
Mm-hmm.
That I came home late at night. Now I know that. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying that you can't do that,
Mm-hmm.
but we can't lose sight of the time
That's
that we
right.
need to spend with our children, our grandchildren, our
Mm-hmm.
elderly parents,
Yes.
our friends.
Yes.
Because we can't get back
That's right.
Monday. I can't get back Monday.
That's
I can't
right.
get back. And I'm going to say this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get back many times when I felt that I was in that gray area. Many times when
Mm-hmm.
I felt that I was in that tunnel
Mm-hmm.
where my children were growing up. And
Yes.
sometimes I didn't take the necessary action to overcome that. So, there were things that I rescheduled, or there was things that I canceled with them that I wish I wouldn't have done. So
Mm-hmm.
we can't get back time. So it's important to remember about the time.
Yeah, but you can, like you said, now, and you have the vision of what you want to manifest.
Yes.
And that is why I'm talking about this, because you can have and manifest the things you want in your life, with your family, with your friends, your personal goals, your health. Yes, some things take time, but what I'm saying to you is prepare, pray, plan, and take action. Don't procrastinate as if the thing you want can't manifest. I'm going to read those steps again. Number 1 is pray. Number 2 is plan. 3 is prepare. And number 4 is take action. And number 5 is build upon the thing that you've already started according to your plan. And just keep on going.
Yes.
Just keep on going. Because as Rebecca stated, Rebecca, you couldn't have said it well enough. I mean, awesome. We can't get back the time we lost. So having a vision for what you want to manifest, and having a vision for the things that I mentioned, your family, your relationships, your personal goals, your health, money, charity, having a vision for all those things, that means you will have something to look forward to as you work on those things. When you vision something happening, you see it in front of you already. Even though it's not physically in front of you, because you have a vision of it, you are visualizing it being right in front of you, so that you can project it manifesting, so that it will be in front of you. So that's why it's important to have a vision, because you want to know where you're going, what you want to do, what you want to have, how you want to live. You want to know the how, the why, and the purpose. Rebecca, you said that. I love that. That was awesome. The purpose. And the purpose is good. We know that it's good because we all want what's good. So why not implement, prepare, and plan your vision? The vision you want for your family, your children, your personal goals, money, charity, health. It could be education. It could be something as simple as going back to school. It could be anything, because you're never too old or too young to accomplish a goal that you have visioned yourself completing. So plan, pray, prepare, do what you have to do so that you can get what you want in 2021. Don't focus on what has taken place in 2020. We want to look at the blessings of how God brought us through 2020.
Oh, and he did. Yes, he did.
We don't want to focus on, oh, it was just so bad. It was just so bad. We know it was bad. We already established that, right? All of us. So let's focus on the fact that he brought us through it. And even though, there has been a lot of craziness going on, he is still bringing us through it. He's still bringing us through it, even right now, with all the mess that's going on in this country.
That's right.
The family members that have lost loved ones from COVID, and people that have lost their jobs, hang in there. Don't give up. You can still have a vision for your life. It ain't over.
That's right.
God is the great comforter, and we all are passing through this place. We all got to go one day, but while you're here, make it count for something.
Yes.
Make it count for something that's good. Make it count for something to help somebody else to have a better life. Why not? Make your footprint known in the earth so that people will know the good that you have done. Not that you have to prove something to someone else, but what I'm saying is help somebody else. So, Rebecca, do you have anything else you want to share?
Oh, I'm just soaking all that up and make a imprint. Wow, a footprint. You said.
Yeah.
Make a footprint. I love that.
That's right.
And Tuesday's quote from SB herself: "Forget how you feel and remember who you are."
There you go.
That is, I'm taking that home with me.
Yeah.
Forget how you feel and remember whose you are.
That's right. That's right.
And we could do this. I think we might have to do a part 2 to this because this is powerful.
Sure. And
beautiful. And maybe, we could, continue to talk about those 5 steps because,
sure.
I wouldn't mind asking you some questions, and maybe we could even talk about how do we take these categories and actually put that into the 5-step plan, because for myself personally, I wouldn't mind you talking to us about that, SB.
Yeah, sure, because I'm going to share anything that I've applied to my own life. I would never share anything I have not conquered.
Yes.
I only want to share what has been a blessing to me, and any area that I have not conquered, I'm going to be honest about it, of course, but I want to be real. Also,
yes.
I want to say that in everything you do, remember, keep God first. Keep him in the center of everything you do.
The center, number 1.
I have to say that because
don't
allow yourself to get blind by blessings. Because some people, they get the blessings and they get blind. They become blind, they become deaf, and they don't see God no more. They don't hear God no more because they So don't get blind by your blessings, because you got a world out there, people filled with all kind of stuff, and they are blind by their blessings. Blind. They don't even know it sometimes, sadly. But you know what? I was going to say to you, your granddaughter, why don't you choose maybe like one night a week, maybe, and prepare some food and just, pass them out. Take a ride and pass them out to some people that need to eat on the street.
Yeah. I thought of that too.
Yeah.
Maybe some cookies or something.
Yeah, something like that, or just let her see or experience just the giving to the homeless. Yeah.
I believe that's a good idea, and I believe that's going to be in my that's definitely going to be in my plan. See, because it's something I've always wanted to do, and just the mere fact that she brought it up to me, and she just did this a day ago. I said, "Wow, look at this! I got me a partner."
Wow, you got me thinking about something that happened when I lived in Philadelphia in the 90s, and me and my daughter, we would walk through the city sometimes, and I saw this lady and her 2 children. They were trying to get in the homeless shelter, and I saw the woman crying as me and my daughter was walking by, and I'm telling you, it was so hard to just keep walking because the woman was crying, and I said, no, I just can't keep walking. Long story short, I started talking to the lady while she was in line, so she got out of line, and we ended up talking for so long. I ended up taking them to a convenience store down the street, and we just continued talking so much. My daughter looked at me like, are we taking these people home?
Wow.
I said no, and I had to pull it to the side and say no, we're not gonna take them home. Them home. But I did think about it for a split second. Just for a split second.
Bet you did.
Yeah, and so she was like, Mom, you can't take the people home. You can't. I said, so no. I mean, because you don't want to just take anybody to your house and not have some kind of plan for how to help them, right? So
no, especially now with COVID, anywhere we can't know how.
Right. So So, but I was, I was in my 20s back then, and my daughter was just like, "Mom, you can't take the people home." And we just laughed about it because she didn't know what I was going to do because I was talking to the lady so much, trying to help her to be encouraged because
Yes.
the
Yes.
woman was waiting in the line to get in the homeless shelter because her house had burned down, and she had
Oh.
two small children,
Mhm.
and she was saying that she wasn't sure if she was going to be able to get in. So when she told me she wasn't going to have a place to stay that night, can you imagine how I felt? I was like,
Mhm.
I'm going to have to take this lady home.
Yes.
So I
With two children. I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
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 So I'm in my mind. I said, Lord, what do you want me to do? And then my daughter looked at me like, Are we taking these people home? You know. But so but when you said what you said about your granddaughter, I just thought about that. I got a flashback in my mind. But
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
hard. It was hard, And,
But isn't it good? Doesn't it feel good to go back and remember? Because
mhm.
that's what God wants us to have a heart, just a heart
Yeah.
of
Oof,
you know,
Jesus.
just to help and give. And I was thinking, we probably could even get some gift cards. You know what I mean? Some gift certificates at some of the little local restaurants and hand them out where they could actually walk and actually buy something to eat. I mean,
Hmm.
we could do that too. And maybe, and just kind of show her,
Yeah,
what it feels like to give. So that's
exactly.
something.
That's the key.
Definitely, that's it. That's on my list. Thanks a lot, SB.
Yep, that is the key. That is the key right there, is to let her experience it, because when they experience it, when they're young like that, they will never be the same. And I say that because my mom, that's all she did, was just give. She gave to everybody. I mean, everybody in the neighborhood. I mean, people would come to our house and eat. I would look at her like, why are you feeding these? Why are you feeding everybody? you know. But yeah, my mom. That's how
What
she
a
taught us.
beautiful woman.
Yes,
Truly
thank you,
beautiful
God.
woman. Yes,
Yes, yes.
yes,
That's how
yes,
she taught us, She will always say, "Be careful how you treat people."
yes.
She would tell us that all the time, even as adults, if me and my siblings have a disagreement with one another, she'd say to us, "Be careful how you treat people. Don't treat your brother, your
Yes,
sister that way." And she would
that's right.
always tell us that as little kids. That's all I would hear. I was 10 years old, and she would say, "Be careful how you treat people." So anyway.
A woman of wisdom.
Yes, 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 and I thank God for her. But yeah, so make sure people, you like we said, have, prepare a vision for 2021. You want to have some goals, you want to have some plans. You don't want to look at 2020 and think, "Oh, well, I might as well just mope on over to 2021. Ain't nothing going to change." Yes, it can change. Everything is subject to change. Everything.
That's right.
So, plan some goals, prepare a vision for what you want to see in your health, your relationships, your family, your personal goals, your money, and charity, because you always want to be in a position to have a plan
Yes,
to help somebody else, because
yes.
that's just the goal of, in my opinion, to live. Because if you are not living to help somebody else, then you ain't living. So, that's all I got to say about that. Um, Rebecca,
Mhm.
so we want to do a part two to this, and we're going to go a little deeper because there are levels to everything when it comes to your health, your relationships, your family, personal goals, your
Mhm.
money. There are levels to how much you can accomplish. There are levels. So we're going to go in that direction.
Definitely, definitely on how to prepare.
Yes.
Because what the first thing that came to my mind was, okay, so how can I really prepare
Mm-hmm.
to have a vision and go towards those goals of relationships and contentment. I mean, how can I really prepare for that? So yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely take some info on that.
Yeah, we can go in that direction because it depends on what the individual is trying to accomplish too. But we definitely can um, get into a little information about how to prepare for what it is you want. I mean, I can share, a personal experience of how I fell short, and then I had to get up and make a plan and prepare for something that I accomplished in my past. So I can share that, and we can get into that. But Is there anything else you want to share?
I just I love the inspiration in
Mm-hmm.
having a purpose.
Yes,
Right?
there's a
Like you
purpose.
said,
Yep,
who wants to live with no purpose? We all. God has a purpose for each and every one of
he
us.
does. He
He
really
didn't
does.
make us for no reason. There's
Mm-hmm.
a purpose. So key you said was pray.
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 Yep,
Pray.
that's right.
Ask him to show you that purpose, and like SB said, if we go down the list, if time permits, along the line and talk more about this,
Mm-hmm.
that would be awesome. So I just believe, let's learn resilience, especially,
Resilience.
and let's know and learn when to bounce back when adversity hits us, or
Yes,
allow us to pause when we need to,
that's
and
right.
resilience, and all things are possible.
That's
All
right.
things are possible, and we are more than conquerors. And I'll end it with this: forget how you feel and remember whose you are.
That's
Ooh,
right.
I love that.
Remember who you are. That's right. And
Remember who you are.
if you don't have a plan, that means you plan to fail. So make sure you have a plan. Have a plan for the things you want to see. Prepare a vision for what you want to see. What you want to see in your relationships, your health, your family, personal goals, money, and charity. And also, make sure in all things you keep God at the center of all things. So we will do a part two to this topic, having a vision for 2021. And Rebecca, I thank you for your commitment to these topics in the podcast. I just, this podcast has been a blessing. What you say?
It's blessed me. It's blessed me more than I could imagine.
Yeah,
And God is in the midst because you put God first.
yeah.
And I have been inspired, and I have used, believe it or not,
Mm-hmm.
many, many, many information that has been discussed in my own life, in my own walk.
Amen.
So I am honored and blessed that I can be a part of your podcast, and I just want to thank you.
Well, I appreciate you, and we got to keep it on moving. So, people, thank you so much for listening to SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. If you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavorite@yahoo.com via email. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at sbfavorite. Please share the podcast. We would like to inspire and encourage as many people as we can. On my YouTube channel, please click like, leave me some feedback, and I will respond to you. If you leave me something negative, I'm going to ignore you because that is my rule. So, thank you so much for listening again to SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. You have a good day.
Good night.